Dallas is more than just a city. It's a collection of diverse, thriving neighborhoods, all each offering their own unique flavor, fun, and a healthy dose of the unexpected. We'll be visiting some of the hidden gems and all-time favorites these neighborhoods have to offer in order to hopefully inspire you to set out on your own Dallas neighborhood adventure. Join us as we experience Dallas. Established in 1873, Deep Ellum was one of Dallas's first commercial districts for African Americans and European immigrants. Because of its proximity to the Houston and Texas Central Railroad, the area was also referred to as Central Track. Just east of downtown, Deep Ellum has always held a reputation for free expression and creativity. And that tradition continues with over 30 live music venues in the area, as well as gorgeous street art around nearly every corner. But live music and art are far from the only sources of fun you'll find in the area. From fine dining to food trucks to shopping and cocktails, Deep Ellum has your entertainment needs covered. It's a live-and-play neighborhood with antique stores, tattoo parlors, coffee shops, and some of the best suites in Dallas. Today we'll be visiting 3 distinct Deep Ellum locations to give you a vivid glimpse into this historically significant hotspot.
One of the first things you'll notice upon entering Deep Ellum is a 20-foot tall, 3-part art installation dubbed the Traveling Man.
This metallic ambassador was created to welcome everyone to the neighborhood and reflect Deep Ellum's history as a haven for the arts.
We spoke to Brad Oldham, creator of the Traveling Man, to get the story behind his iconic work.
Brad, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a little bit about your story with us. Can you tell us how you would describe your art?
What we do is we start with a story, and all of our sculptures are site-specific. So the intention of the 3 sculptures along Good Latimer was to be a greeting for those coming in on the Dart line, as well as driving in on Good Latimer as well. So that's why we decided to have 3 locations. One, the Traveling Man standing tall and reaching out like he's walking into Deep Ellum. There's another one called Waiting on a Train. He's playing a banjo, which is a nod back to the music. And then you've got Awakening, which is right at the corner of Elm and Good Latimer, which is smack dab in the middle of Deep Ellum.
Why do you think Deep Ellum holds a reputation for being a haven for the arts?
Well, I think it's a little pocket of creativity that it's very accepting of a lot of different culture, personalities, and sort of whatever somebody wanted to do was sort of acceptable down there, creative-wise. You know, they accepted murals on buildings. There were bands playing out of garage doors.
Brad, thanks so much for joining us today. How can people find out more about what you do?
You can come down and visit some of our stuff, take a little piece of Dallas home with you.
That'd be great.
When Justin and Diane Fortin left their corporate jobs behind to pursue their culinary passions, they had no idea that in just a few years, their unique take on barbecue would inspire a ravenous cult following and firmly establish Dallas as a premier destination for meat lovers. The restaurant even rose to international popularity, being featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
From mammoth beef ribs to mouth-watering brisket, this happening joint delivers made-from-scratch goodness that is guaranteed to make you a barbecue believer. We met with Justin to find out just why his food has resonated so deeply with its patrons and what he loves about being located in the heart of Deep Ellum.
Justin, we're so excited to be here. How would you describe the food at Pecan Lodge?
The first 2 things that come to mind are authenticity and bold flavor. So, you know, everything we do is made from scratch. A lot of people come in and tell us that, you know, the food tastes like their grandmother or their grandfather cooked it. And then the other thing is that we're not shy about seasoning. So you'll taste the spice rubs on the meat and the smoke and everything like that.
What are some of the most popular items on the menu?
Well, one of the things that usually sells out the quickest are the giant beef ribs that we have. That one, and then I'd also have to say the fried chicken. And so even though we're a barbecue restaurant, a lot of people come here just for the fried chicken.
The beef ribs here are incredible.
I came down here from Chicago, some of the best brisket I've had in my life, some of the best meat I've had in my life. I travel around the world. Pecan Lodge, phenomenal brisket.
The jalapeno cheddar sausage is probably one of my favorite things.
What does it mean to you to be located in Deep Ellum?
The first thing that comes to mind is just being part of the community down here. There's so much to do. There's restaurants and bars and shops, and being around all the people is a lot of fun. And then, you know, my wife and I spent a lot of time down here when we were younger, and so it just brings back a lot of good memories being here. Check it out and come on down.
Deep Ellum's reputation as a hotspot for live music began in the 1920s, and that tradition continues to this day. One of the most notable venues in the neighborhood for concerts is the Bomb Factory. The Bomb Factory originally opened its doors in the 90s and quickly established itself as a premier music venue. Despite closing its doors in 2002, a new and improved incarnation of the venue reopened in 2015, now boasting an expanded 50,000 square foot floor plan, state-of-the-art tech, and some of the biggest musical acts in the world. We spoke to Director of Events Damani Daniel to find out more about the importance of keeping live music thriving in Deep Ellum. Damani, thanks so much for joining us here today.
You. My pleasure.
So can you tell me a little bit about how the Bomb Factory came to be?
Quite literally, during World War II, this was a bomb factory. And then it became a venue in the 90s that was called the Bomb Factory, and then it lay dormant for a number of years until we took it over and reawakened the amazingness that is the Bomb Factory.
What separates the Bomb Factory from other music venues?
We don't just consider ourselves a music venue. We have the ability to go from a sold-out concert for 4,300 people on one day to a private event for 500 with scores of celebrities on the very next day, and being able to do both well.
So who performs at the Bomb Factory?
Everyone. I mean, we have seen artists from all around the world, all different genres represented, and I think that just speaks to our owner's desire to have a variety of musical acts in the space. It's not going to be that we're restricted to doing just hardcore rock shows or just jazz or just pop. It really is going to be reflective of what is the community telling us that they want to see. And we love it that way because no two shows, no 2 days are ever the same.
So what do you love about being located in Deep Ellum?
Deep Ellum has the culture of art galleries, the grit of live music venues at bars, and the quirkiness of having tattoo parlors. There's nowhere else in the city of Dallas where all of that would feel natural and intrinsic to the community.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Whether you're an art aficionado, a music lover, or seeking a delicious way to satisfy your appetite,
Deep Ellum has something to offer every walk of life.
So come on out and experience this incredible and historic Dallas neighborhood for yourself.